My father still has the Indonesian passport. He's like fully Indonesian. And I feel like as a biracial kid, the confusion or the problem that lies underneath a lot of times is the confusion of where I belong and I have to choose. Am I German? Am I Indonesian? So yeah, my name is Lara or Lara Dewi, mainly based in Guatemala, and during the summertime, I'm in Austria and Germany. So my dad is Indonesian. He is from Bandung, and my mother is German. And they met during university in Germany and are still living in Germany together. So I am also born in Germany. My upbringing was more in Germany, and also I was speaking German to my father. I learned Bahasa later on in university. In university or during like my early 20s, I went to Indonesia quite a lot. So I improved my Bahasa and I was like happy to speak it as well. But now I haven't practiced in a few years. Yeah, I feel like I was rejecting the Indonesian part in myself for a very long time growing up, because it was so important for me to belong and to like look like everyone else. I can see it as a gift and something I'm very grateful for. But growing up, it was definitely a big challenge. And I felt like, oh yeah, I'm just like here normal, going to kindergarten, going to school, but somehow the environment always looked at me as like foreign or different. And that, I feel like for a child, was very confusing for me. As a child, where the belonging is such a big thing, I was really ashamed of my look. Was actually very painful and very challenging to navigate, like, okay, where's my place? That was the same thing happening that in Indonesia, everyone's like, oh, dari mana, dari mana. Now I really appreciate it, and I love having like the different kind of perspectives, just the different qualities of upbringing. Difficult as well, because now I feel like, yeah, I feel beautiful, and I feel like, I feel beautiful in my body and with my look. I feel like that's like, now I appreciate it. I feel like the ability to be more able to see different perspectives of not just like, oh, this is right and wrong, but like seeing, oh, okay, there's not this one truth, because in another culture you would address a topic differently. Or I feel like more this adaptability, just the gift to feel more at home at many different places. So traveling was never a big issue. I was traveling a lot. I was traveling to Indonesia a lot. Just like a bit more like open to the world, I would say. Regarding to the question if I experienced like sort of bullying or rejection, I feel that living in a society like Austria or Germany, that there is daily racism that is really happening. And I feel, especially during COVID, I remember just like being screamed at the street sometimes. So these are kind of things that are real in societies like Germany and Austria, and that's what I experienced. So it was like during childhood a lot, but there was pretty clear of like, no, I want to be fully German, and I just look a bit different, but I'm German. Like, really, that was really important for me. And then during my early 20s, when I explored more also my Indonesian side, I was working a lot with Indonesian textiles, and just like, learned the Javanese dance in Kraton in Jogja, and I was really curious about the culture, and I was like wanted to learn so much about it. I feel like that was when there was a big thing of like, okay, I was thinking a lot about like, where, like, do I want to live in Indonesia? Do I want to live here? Am I this or that? And then being confronted with both sides of like, oh no, you don't really belong here. So that was a big maybe identity crisis, I would say. So yeah. And maybe if you're biracial and you're like more, when you're grown up now, I feel like and you have this identity crisis, what I would say is maybe or that, at least that what helped me is stop looking for like the belonging so much on like one nationality, one country, of like one, you know, thing, but more of like, oh, where does my heart feel home? Where do I feel loved and accepted? And where do I feel like at ease? And where where do I feel like I belong? I feel like what's important, especially growing up, that you surround yourself, or that you are surrounded, or maybe as parents make sure that your child is surrounded also by other mixed race people, other mixed race children, so that it is more normal, that it's not always a topic, because it's just frustrating sometimes. You know, you come into a new group and you're just yourself, and no one is asking anyone else like, where are you really from, except yourself. So I feel like it's important to normalize. I talked to the embassy once and asked if I can have the double citizenship, so if I can have the German and the Indonesian passport, and they said no. And I feel like that would be something that felt appropriate, since my father still has the Indonesian passport. He's like fully Indonesian, and I feel like as a biracial kid, the confusion or the problem that lies underneath a lot of times is the confusion of where I belong, and I have to choose, am I German, am I Indonesian? And I feel like also if I, for example, had the double citizenship, it's more of also like an official sign of like, no, I don't have to choose. I can be both. I'm Indonesian and German. But yeah, as I said before, it would be nice to have both.